What's good in the hood? It's your boy, the Big Cheese, Big Provolone, Big Havarti, and it was your boy, Rick, the Ricky
What's
Dose,
your,
number two, your favorite running back, Big Rick. Hey, how you doing, Big Family?
nah, you know me, man. Hey, I'm out here. I'm ready to get busy, man.
Hey, man, and this one, y'all, well, we talking about that new NIL. Like, we literally just had like an NIL episode, like literally not too long ago,
Yeah,
talking
y'all,
about
y'all make sure y'all tune into that one too, man. We
talking
were just
about
talking about this.
talk about Jaden Rashida and like his fallout with Florida and his $13 million deal that like it just fell apart. So we literally recorded that video, and literally the next day we get the big news.
The next day, yep. Very
So
next
this was
day.
on let me pull it up. This was on May 24th. So college athletes set to get a $2.8 billion revenue sharing model in Landmark House versus NCAA settlement. So what that means is more regulation. So now the schools can actually give money
Can pay the
instead of
players, yeah.
instead of the third party donors and like the third party. Well, they can still like do NIL deals with the third party people, but that just means is more strict. So now they got to report within 30 days of signing each third party NIL deal and within 30 days of enrolling in the school. They have to let the schools know like what's going on. And then in addition, the school can also give them the player money directly.
Right, right.
So
Which like we talked about last time. Like I was saying, if you have an individual party, that school can't stop that individual party from doing what they want to do with their money. Like it's their money. So if they want to pull out of a deal, that school can't do nothing for that player
mhm.
because that's an individual. It's like I own my own business. That's my money. I chose to do X, Y, and Z for this player. So you can't hold me accountable. So I
Right.
think I think with it coming through the school, like the NCAA can hold the schools accountable more
With
than
yeah, the
third party.
NCAA, the conference commissioner, they going I
Yeah.
guess because I had heard something about Greg Sankey, the commissioner for the SEC. They said, hey, it's gonna be a challenge. I mean, we got new rules in place. Schools that have more power. We'll have more power. We can really like regulate and overlook the kids because I of course he says at the end of the day it's all about the kids. So um, like a little bit more details. So the NCAA agreed to pay past damages over the next 10 years, which would be 277 million annually, and will fund the payments by cutting into the revenue share with Division One schools. So at the case went to trial in January 2025. The NCAA and its power conferences would risk being on the hook for more than 4.2 billion because of the triple multiplier tied into the antitrust law. So
It's a
literally,
triple multi. Okay.
the NCAA was so lucky that they went to court when they went to court, and then did the deal when they did it. So
So they saved so they have to pay 2.8 and they would have to pay 4.2 instead. Is that what you said? 4.2 is what they would have.
for it was on hook for more than. So then when I read a little bit more, they said even worse. Had a settlement was not reached, the parties would have risked 20 billion back in back damages
20 billion.
instead of the 2.8.
And so like I wonder how these schools are the schools pooling this money together? Like how are they deciding who owes what? You know what I'm saying? Like what
Right.
like how they saying like they can't just say, well, Georgia, you give us this amount because because them schools ain't gonna agree to it like that.
Oh, okay. I got you right here. Discussions concerning a settlement structure have been ongoing for nearly a year. The NCAA will be responsible for 40% of the 2.8 billion, and the remaining 60 will come from reducing its revenue distributions to the 32 Division One conferences over the next 10 years. which will equal out to 1.6 billion of the 2.8. The NCAA is utilizing a formula based on the revenue distribution presented to the league over a 9-year period, which started back in 2016, which leans heavily on basketball units tied to the NCAA tournament participation. So instead, it'll be more football instead of basketball because most of the schools make their money off of football.
Right, basketball. The it's natural, right? Like the stadium size, the amount of people you can sit. The jersey sales and stuff are probably just more. Unless you go to a super duper basketball school, maybe they can make up for it. But it's only so much people can fit inside the gym rather than inside the stadium. It's just way more
So
seats and stuff. So
so they're saying like how they break down the NCAA portion. So it's like the Power Five conferences will pay 24% of the overall damages, followed by the Group of Five at 10%. The FCS will be on the hook for 14%, and non-football conferences in Division 1 will pay 12% of the overall agreement. So yeah, so the whole Power Five will
non-conference. So you got the non-conference teams are 12.
12% of the agreement.
Hmm. That don't really sound like a good end of the stick for them.
Well, I mean, was it
And then the 60% of the money is gonna come from them reducing the revenue share. So pretty much what they saying is pretty much what they saying is whatever they make off of these football games, right? Rather than the conference and the team walking away home with this amount of money, part
mm-hmm,
of that is going to go to whatever. This is the thing that's funny, right? If they're doing
mm-hmm,
a 9-year deal, let's just say college football makes the most money because people got to remember the game coming out this year too, right?
mm-hmm,
So let's just say college football make the most money they ever made, right?
right,
And they already got a deal in place for 9 years. So they saying it's gonna be 60%, but they really going it's gonna be 60% up to like that threshold. They're not gonna
mm-hmm.
go over it. So
Oh,
if
no,
any extra money they make, they still gonna pocket that. And I know they're gonna make the money.
right. So, all right. So they say, well, how much will current and future players be paid? So the schools among the Power Four conferences are expected to pay current players roughly 20 million annually as a part of the new deal. The figure will fluctuate from school to school, reflecting an estimated share of 22% of the annual revenue generated by the Power Four schools. The agreement is expected to include a cap on revenue sharing, which could start as high as 22 million annually per school.
Yep. I knew that was coming. I knew it was a cap in there. They not about to.
So they say former Pac-12 schools are included as a part of the suit and will pay for past damages. The Power Five conferences are responsible for roughly 40% of the NCAA schools' reductions for damages, and it's between 600 million and 730 million. Those schools are expected to see an average drop between 1 and 2 million in annual revenue from the NCAA to fund the settlement. The
Yeah,
group of
so
five
yeah,
school,
I mean, hey, that I ain't gonna lie, that would have been some real grimy stuff if the Pac-12 schools ain't had because I heard you say Power Four a couple of times, so I guess that's what they going like they calling it now because of what the
yeah.
Pac-12 is, but
So
but the
yeah, so
but
that
the,
so
but
yeah,
the,
so
the
that'll be for
actual
future
agreement
and then
is based on
past
the Power Five
five.
because it's money that they owed already.
Yeah,
So yeah, I see what's going on, but.
and then like okay, so when they said a group of five doing 17%, and that'll be 255 million to 312 million, and then the FCS would do 22%, which would be 327 million to 400 million.
To be honest, bro, this feel like they gonna have to get a players association or something for college.
They might have to because
But
they
but
gonna see
but
because now okay like how you say now the game coming out. So since the game coming out, all like it's gonna be much more people tuning into the games because they're
yeah,
gonna want to make their own adjustments in dynasty mode, make their own rosters.
yeah.
They want to now. They want to. I seen people on Facebook asking, "Oh, the HBCU gonna be in it? Oh, because they college too." Then they might have to
and
put
and
the HBCU in the game in the next
but look,
maybe 1 to 2 3 years. Who knows?
and with and they automatically gonna make more money. You know why? They extended the college football playoff this year too. And and not even think about that. You know, a bunch of teams down made their official move like Texas, Oklahoma. So
Yeah,
they gonna make more revenue off of in season games. Like,
right.
that's even before the playoffs, because you're gonna be like, what? Texas got to play Alabama as a conference game, or let me see, or Texas or Oklahoma play Georgia as a conference game. That or
Yeah, because you only see those matchups when you're doing like the first week of the season.
Right. So now these gonna be conference games that matter, and then you extended the college football playoff. So that's why they got that cap in there, because them boy cap,
They
you gonna
smart.
hit, they gonna
They
hit the,
smart. They smart.
yeah, they gonna hit the 20 million.
So they was
You ain't
like,
even worry about that.
so I think they wanted to get this deal done as fast as possible because of that antitrust law thing. So it was like, hey, instead of us paying 20 billion and we might have to go file bankruptcy, we'll rather get this deal done now and then pay whatever we gotta pay. So we paying only 2.8. Okay, cool. So we got to pay that for the next. We got to do this for the next X amount of years.
I wouldn't even, bankruptcy is far fetched, bro. That like they would, because if they file bankruptcy, what the players gonna do? So they ain't gonna let
Right?
that happen. They not
No,
gonna let that happen,
no,
bro.
because Ed O'Bannon, he been fighting too long, too hard, and too long for this. I mean, literally,
Yeah.
Ed O'Bannon, like he really started some stuff. Like he really did. Like he's literally like the spearhead in this whole thing. Now you got past players getting paid, the players who never made it to the NFL, players who never went overseas, went to Canada. Those players thinking like, man, now I gotta be a car salesman, or now I gotta figure something out. I gotta go figure out like, how to live life because I'm not going to the
Right.
league. You know,
Right.
like I'm not going to a
And
practice
they
squad.
bank, yeah, they bank so much of their life on that. But yeah, man, I mean, nah, I totally get it. Like, I mean, these players do deserve to get paid because of how much the schools make off of them. But I don't know. Because they say this is a 10-year settlement, I can see it 3 years from now. Somebody
And
else come up
people
with something totally
and
different.
somebody gonna want to restructure it. Somebody gonna want to restructure, and I'm gonna be like, no, but we locked in for 10 years. Get our face. We locked in
Right.
for 10.
They
We'll reconvene in 10 years. How about that?
and then a lot of them players are gonna be fried.
Because I know a lot of the money going to the past players because it got to go to the past players because
Right.
the whole future thing that's like in the future. So like the settlement really got done because them older players was like, hey, dog, I need my cut because they've been boy Auburn been making X amount of money off of me. Or shoot, Cal been making X amount of money. Stanford making X amount of money off of me. I need my
Right.
money. So man, it could be interesting to see over this next season and next 2 3 years
Yeah.
how big it's
College
gonna get.
sports all around. Like, I don't even think
Oh
people.
yeah, and then you got college. You got the girls. You got girls basketball.
The girls basketball is on the rise. I don't know if you heard the rumblings, but they've been having rumblings about extending the March Madness tournament on the male side. I think they've been saying like add the 4 to 6 more teams. But
Matter of fact, no,
I don't think that really matter too much because
they've been saying that for a couple of years now.
yeah, because nobody even really watched the games with the outside teams. Like, all you really do is kind of do
Yeah,
your bracket and just be like, oh, them boys ain't made it in.
because like they don't even like solidify everything until the first four over with. So like, what
Right,
you gonna
right.
call it? So what you gonna call it? The first eight? Like, what you gonna call it? What you gonna call it next?
But they doing it all just to make the money. Now, keep in mind, they probably don't make the nationwide money, but those particular schools, right? Like,
They
say
gonna make
one of them
some money,
smaller schools, they got a home game. That's the impact. They
right?
that you know they fans and stuff is in there, loved ones and all that. So it ain't no huge sum of money, but one, it get to come on TV. So you go and get ratings for people that's at home ain't doing nothing. I might as well
Right.
cut that on. And then
Yeah.
the people that want to be there. So, hey, all these little things matter when they trying to recoup this huge lump sum of money that they down, down
Right,
and getting away
right.
with. So
But I mean, hey, we gonna see because they definitely gonna make that money past that cap. We gonna see.
yeah,
We
yeah,
gonna see. We gonna see the next article come out. We gonna see it. But
yeah,
hey, man, this for another college football episode. We're gonna be talking about that NIL. Y'all get at us in the comments. Hey, let us know about that college football 25. Hey, man,
yeah.
let us know
For
about your favorite
for
teams.
all our gamers out there, y'all
Yeah,
let us know,
yeah.
man.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm on Xbox. Rick on PlayStation.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
hey, get at us in the comments. Hey, man. Hey, for LIB Media, light in the bottle. Hey, we will see you next time, baby.